President of Belarus Alexander Lukashenko appears to have indicated where Russia intends to invade as he stands in front of a map on TV. The president, an avid supporter of Vladimir Putin, addressed security officials today while standing in front of a battle map that seems to show a planned operation from southern Ukraine into neighboring Moldova. The map pointed to the port city of Odessa into Moldova, suggesting Russia plans to march troops into Ukraine's neighbor. Nicu Popescu, Moldova's deputy prime minister, admitted today that his country is in a very risky zone with the population feeling anxiety and fear. But Mr. Popescu added he does not expect to be invaded and instead sees the biggest challenge as handling an influx of refugees. An estimated 36,400 refugees have fled to Moldova already and more are expected as the conflict rages on. British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said last week, "If we don't stop Putin in Ukraine we are going to see others under threat, the Baltics, Poland, Moldova, and it could end up in a conflict with NATO." The map featured behind Mr. Lukashenko appeared to detail planned Russian lines of attack which have already materialized. It included forces storming towards Kyiv from the north and towards Kherson from Crimea. The map was split into 4 sections which align with the command districts of Ukraine's military, showing Russian attacks from Belarus, along Ukraine's eastern border and from occupied Crimea. There are increasing fears that as Russia becomes more isolated under an avalanche of Western sanctions, Vladimir Putin could become even more reckless and set off a world-altering war. Russia on Tuesday stepped up shelling of Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, pounding civilian targets there. Casualties mounted and reports emerged that more than 70 Ukrainian soldiers were killed after Russian artillery recently hit a military base in Oktyrka, a city between Kharkiv and Kyiv, the capital. But Ukrainian fighters are putting up fierce resistance and Russia has not been able to dominate the skies. Another attack target highlighted on the map appears to be the city of Cherkasy via the city of Sumy. This area is where Russian forces have been held up and a third target appears to show troops breaking off from the Kyiv assault heading towards Zhytomyr. A Ukrainian military official said Belarusian troops joined the war Tuesday in the Chernihiv region in the north, without providing details. But just before that, Lukashenko said his country had no plans to join the fight. In a clip of the meeting posted online, Lukashenko can also be heard talking about missile strikes launched from Belarusian territory at Ukraine in advance of the main Russian assault. Missiles in the Mazir region hit those Ukrainian positions, after which we didn't see them again, Lukashenko tells his top cabinet. Once the Russians began their advance, we no longer saw those positions. That's why I say that, yes, there were indeed missile launches from Belarusian territory and have shared honestly which targets we attacked. Worryingly in terms of the potential outcome of the war, the chart also features a map of the U.S. mainland and Canada. A box on the right-hand side seemingly details what appear to be military units also features the badge of the U.S. Army Air Cavalry, while below it there is a map of the whole of Europe, perhaps detailing NATO troop positions. Across Ukraine, civilians continue to bear the brunt of the conflict with families and children huddled in underground subway stations, basements and other shelters. On Monday, a Ukrainian delegation held talks with Russian officials at the border with Belarus, though they ended with no agreements except to keep talking. Meanwhile, Western sanctions triggered by the invasion sent the Russian ruble plummeting, leading ordinary Russians to line up at banks and ATMs.